And then you have formulas like Axe and Sledge, which is more than just a greens formula. There's a probiotic blend in it, there's a digestive blend, and then they have a hydration complex as well. Welcome inside the FIHQ. I'm Fitness Informant founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye, along with
Danielle Buckeye.
Here with 100% honest, no bullshit review of the new Axe and Sledge. Well, not new, it's been around for a hot minute. Greens Plus formula available now in 2 flavors, apple banana and a hint of pineapple. Today we're going to chat about this new Greens Plus formula on 5 different categories. First, we're going to talk about the ingredient profile. Many greens formulas can overcomplicate things. We're going to break it down for you here today. Talk about the effectiveness, talk about the flavoring system, mixability, as well as show you mixability video here on camera, and then talk about the value of the product. So why do people use greens formulas? Well, it's pretty easy, right? Like, we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables in our diets. And even if you do, I would suggest a greens formula because a lot of the broccoli, the kale, the spinach that we eat today isn't nutrient rich like it was 20 years ago because the soil changes over time. Danielle probably knows that better than anybody because she comes from a farming family. So that is a big reason why. And then you have formulas like Axe and Sledge, which is more than just a greens formula. There's a probiotic blend in it, there's a digestive blend, and then they have a hydration complex as well. So you're getting 8 grams, so 8,000 milligrams of a green blend. So what's in that? A lot of stuff. There's kale, there's spirulina, there is broccoli, there's spinach, there's beet powder. So many different veggies out there that can help, obviously, with your nutrient deficiencies that you have because you're not consuming enough vegetables, can even aid in blood flow, heart health, etc. But beyond that, then, we're going to talk about the SL14 probiotic blend. So when you look at probiotics, you really judge them on 2 things. A, how many active strands do they have? In this case, there's 14. And then how many CFUs? It's 5 billion. Now, this isn't going to be as high as, say, if you go to Vitamin Shop or GNC and buy a probiotic from the refrigerating section. Those can be upwards of 50 billion and I think 100 billion. It's pretty crazy. But to have 5 billion here in a greens powder with 14 active strands is pretty impressive at 12.5 milligrams. The enzyme blend, it's a blend, but it's digestive, which is a phenomenal digestive enzyme, which is going to help the body break down proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. 50 milligrams of this, really what it's going to do is over a course of time, say 2-3 weeks of using this powder, you're gonna start feeling less bloat. You're gonna have better gut health. So that is really impressive to see in here. And then finally, you have 500 milligrams of coconut water powder from Cocoa Organic Coconut, helps with hydration, and 100 milligrams of KSM-66 ashwagandha. KSM-66 ashwagandha, we typically like to see upwards of 400 to 600 milligrams, but that's if you're looking for hormonal system corrections, which can help with testosterone boosting. But even at low levels, like 100 milligrams, it can be an anti-anxiety agent, which is kind of unique to have in a greens formula. So in terms of a greens formula, it's impressive. 8 grams of greens is actually higher than most that we've seen. The addition of probiotics and enzymes can go a long way. In terms of effectiveness, I kind of mentioned it earlier, and Danielle probably can attribute to this too. You need to take this repetitively day after day, and you probably won't start feeling any impact until about 2 weeks in. 2 weeks in, you're gonna start getting what we all love, healthier bowel movements, your gut's gonna feel better, less bloating. A lot of people will complain of bloating. Currently we were on prep and she was consuming many grams of carbohydrates, so something like this could help reduce the bloating. So unlike a pre-workout in which you consume and feel pretty much within 15-30 minutes, not the case here. You have to gauge effectiveness based over an extended period of time. Let's talk about flavoring. We have 2 different flavors here. The only 2 flavors that they currently have, we'd like to see more flavors from them. Right now, apple banana and a hint of pineapple. Let's first talk about apple banana. Did you like this flavor?
I did. It's really unique. I've never really had any type of green flavor that tasted like this.
Yeah, I mean, here's the one thing to point out. We could have talked about it in the profile section. These are naturally flavored and naturally sweetened, meaning they're using stevia and monk fruit for a sweetener, and they're using a natural flavoring system. In this case, you're getting, in my opinion, you get the natural notes of the greens. You really can't overcome that unless you're using an artificial sweetener, but it's stronger in banana than apple. I would say like you probably get the natural notes 1, banana 2, hint of apple 3.
I agree with that.
This one here is hint of pineapple. Now, That's a very good descriptor because it's very, very difficult to pick up the pineapple. Okay.
Very, very mild. More of the actual greens flavor to it for sure.
So if you are one, see, I don't mind the actual natural greens flavor. I feel like I'm drinking something healthy because you typically are, but it does taste like that grassy flavoring that you get with some greens powders. But again, naturally flavored, naturally sweetened, slight, ever so slight pineapple with it. Both are good. I'd say this is better because there's some flavoring to it. But if you like the natural flavoring, like the natural greens flavoring, I'd say this would be your bet here. Mixability, you'll see here on camera here, calls for 8 ounces of water. We use just a typical blender bottle and we used 1 full serving in it. Actually really good. A lot of greens formulas that we've used can be chunky because think about it, you're having dehydrated greens. You're gonna have chunks. Depending on how finite they make that powder, it could be different. So some brands have chunkier stuff. This one actually was pretty finite. Even after finishing the blender bottle, not a lot of sediment at the bottom. It does a really good job of sustaining itself in water. So probably one of the more impressive greens formulas that we've tried in terms of mixability. Brings us to the last one, value. How does this compare to other greens formulas out there? Well, again, this is a Greens Plus formula. It's not just greens. It's a 30 serving. It does retail for $54.99, which makes it higher priced than many of the greens formulas out there. And there are some really good greens formulas out there that are priced between, say, $39.99 and $49.99. I think the sweet spot on this would be $44.99 to $49.99. I think $54.99 is slightly high. However, you can use promo code INFORMANT. It'll save 10%. It'll drop you down into what I believe is a sweet spot. Because again, this is more than just a greens formula. You're getting the digestive enzymes, the probiotics, ashwagandha, and the coconut water powder for hydration. So if you want to purchase this product, look below for a coupon code, a link to take you over to Axe and Sledge's website to purchase it. If you want to read a more in-depth written review, a link will be below as well for that to take you to Fitness Informant. Make sure you follow us on our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below, right here to stay up to date with all new reviews and everything else we produce here at the YouTube channel. Check out our podcast. It's called the Iron Union Podcast here on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. And for more supplement reviews, rankings, deals, news, workout routines, and nutrition plans, visit us on our official website or online, fitnessinformants.com.